What's up, Reefers? Welcome to another episode of Alex Pora Corals. I'm your host, Alex Wilson. This is more of the good, the bad, and the ugly with the Manure Reefing series. You heard it right. Chicken manure to my reef aquarium, so let's check it out. Alright, so here's another shot again of this CO2 detector, and that seems to have taken a while for it to kind of drop down a little bit. It takes probably a day for it to adjust, and I took it outside and left it out there for about an hour, and yeah, it dropped down to about the green zone there. I think it was like 600 something parts per million CO2. So I don't know how accurate it actually is, because at least the global average CO2 levels are 420 parts per million. So I'm not sure whether it's just really is that high here just naturally in the city or whatever. So yeah, that's what I was reading, and it should be okay if it's not 100% accurate, but to give a reading as far as a relative, whether it's up or down, and depending on how well the circulation is. So it should work pretty good. And all right, so let's check out the aquariums. And this is the coral quarantine system. It's looking the same, but I placed an order for some new corals. I placed an order with Worldwide Corals West Coast shop. So I got some another fuzzy mushroom and goniastria again, the same one that I have there, but some bigger colonies. So hopefully they'll look good in there too. Look forward to getting those, and gonna be ordering some other corals too. Looking forward to getting some more acropora and see if I can keep them alive this time. Trying not to get too many of them. All right, so let's check this one out over here. It's the main display. And yeah, so there we go. I moved a couple of the goniopores over here to this side. The heliofungus looking a little bigger today, covering up that plate nicely. And still got this algae on the glass. It comes right back just after a couple hours. But here's this side. Bubbles are looking good. Fuzzy mushrooms in the back's looking good. And green slimer, it's looking the same. Decent polyp extension on them, so keep an eye on them. And okay, one thing here you can see everywhere, I have the bubble algae absolutely everywhere, and like it filled in right there everywhere where this Pocilopora was already dead, but it's kind of snuffing it out right there. It's hard to get out of that. I'm gonna have to get like a pick or something and try to get it out possibly, but my rocks are a whole bunch of it now, largely covered with a lot of that green bubble algae. So it's not the end of the world. I kind of like it. It's better than the dinoflagellates and the browns. So not. But yeah, definitely got a bunch of it. And what's interesting too is I have heard that Vibrant will cut it down as this bacterial additive. But I have been adding that weekly, and so that certainly hasn't had effect there. I don't know if I could maybe I had a higher dosage. I'm not sure, but I just went and gave it on the recommended dosage rate. And so the other thing is that I was watching a Reef bomb recently with Kenny Lynn was on there, and he mentioned that it's kind of interesting that he tests his phosphates not just weekly or bi-weekly, but every other day, along with the alkalinity every other day. Seemed like a pretty good idea to me, in that you really keep a tight check on it, just like the alkalinity every other day. So I think that's what I'm gonna try to do. Test every other day, and see if I can. That way, we can see whether it's, on all of your testing. I guess the most important is whether it's trending up or trending down. so then you can see where it's going and make adjustments as necessary as it gets too high or too low, right? So it sounds good. And then I'm going to try to do the nitrate probably weekly or possibly bi-weekly depending. But anyway, oh, here's a look down here at this is my coral scrubber. Let's look at the idea of having the system going opposite, just like an algae scrubber, yet it's going to have corals in here, so it's going to be a coral scrubber. If the corals grow, then I guess when I pull them out, that's an exporting nutrients from the system as the corals grow. So there it is, coral scrubber. And I moved well, you can check out that's the pulsing xenia. I just barely turned the light on here just to take this video shot of them, but moved the bigger goniopora down here because it seemed to be kind of irritated by the flow on the main display. There's a little bit too much flow for him up there, so I'm gonna put him down here, see if he can get used to the water in this system. And so if not, I might have to put him back into the quarantine system. I have to keep an eye on him. Anyway, so that's the coral scrubber right there. And let's take a look over here at so everybody's doing over here. Elegance is looking a little bit bigger today. Yellow tank's ready to eat. But no manure. Yeah, all he wants to eat is chicken manure. So what I'm doing now is I've kind of given a break for a couple days on the chicken manure, but I'm going to start again at probably 1/4 of the recommended dose of the Reefroid. So that comes out to be about, let's see, 1/16 of a teaspoon is what I'll be adding to this 100-gallon aquarium right here. So yeah, it's like a 1/4 dosage. I'm gonna try that, and it's probably the same thing, 1/4 dosage on the quarantine system too. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it for this quick update, and check back for the next one. Happy reefing. Bye.